What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today I am unashamedly showing you the best cards from BT10. And when I say the best cards from BT10, I mean those cards of Digimon what I like very much indeed, and it's completely unashamed, and I'm admitting it right off the bat, and I don't even care, because these look cool. Quite frankly, as far as I'm concerned, there are two Digimon that have shown themselves to be superior in terms of awesomeness, and they are Pulsemon and Gammamon. They are the best Digimon. We can all argue about that if we like, but I feel pretty good about Pulsemon and Gammamon being the best Digimon. So with all of that borne in mind, let's talk about a new Pulsemon and some evolutions of Gammamon. So, let's start off with Pulsemon. Who doesn't love Pulsmon? Seriously, if you don't love Pulsmon, I don't even want to know. I love me some Pulsmon. And keeps coming around, which makes me happy. Although I do need to give my usual grumble here. It's a common card. Why does it have to be a common card? The important thing here is that, of course, uncommons and rares can get printed as pre-release promos with the pre-release stamp on, but common cards can't. And we've just had a Pulsemon in BT7 that was a common, so couldn't have a pre-release stamp. And then we had a Pulsemon in BT8 that was a common, so couldn't have a pre-release stamp. I mean, come on, people. I want my pre-release stamps. Okay, we should probably go on and talk about the card and what it does now, really, shouldn't we? Seems like the responsible thing to do. Translations from the lovely folks at Ensan Gaming. So we've got a standard level 3 of a decent skill here. We've got a free cost to play normally, 0 cost to Digivolve, 2,000 power, everything that we would expect. And what we've got here is a skill that says you can evolve from Digimon for 0 cost. And like a lot of times here, this gives us a bit of a double take, because we're going, well, hang on a second, Digimon's a level 2, you can already evolve from Digimon for 0 cost. Well, yeah. If we look at the Digimon from BT6 as an example, which is sitting there chilling as a yellow, absolutely. But there's a Digimon in BT8 which is green. And you can't Digivolve from that, except now you totally can. Any Digimon can be Digivolved from here. Now, as it stands, we've only actually seen 2. That is the yellow from BT6 and the green from BT8. But this opens up opportunities in the future, and I, for one, am absolutely delighted about that. Then, on your opponent's turn, while you have 3 or fewer cards in your security, this Digimon gains blocker. Cool. Sounds good. And I'm not saying that this is absolutely stunning or anything silly like that. But what I am saying is, blockers win games. Blockers stop your opponent winning the game, giving you one more turn to go and have a go, and then that ends up winning you the game. It really is as simple as that. And yellow doesn't have many blockers. Now, one important note here is that this is not an inheritable skill. Pulsemon is the blocker. So we can compare that with Bulkmon, who is, of course, an evolution of Pulsemon, which has an inheritable skill that gives you blocker when you've got 3 or more security, which is a bit of a weird one. But like I say, Pulsemon is actually blocking itself. And I like this. Because remember, the later it gets in the game, the closer you are to losing, the more you're going to need blockers. So I kind of like this, honestly. There is an argument here that you could be playing a green deck and just put this in as extra blockers as long as you're willing to play Digimon as your Digitarma. I kind of like this. But you can't really trust me, right? Because I'm a huge Pulsemon fan. Speaking of which, Impulse Memory Boost, also a common, also not getting a pre-release promo, cheers for that. It's a free cost option card that lets you put a Pulsemon from your hand into play without paying for it. Then this card goes into your battle area and on a delay gives you memory +2. As a security, it goes straight into your main so you can grab those 2 memory later. And the fact of the matter is, you're not playing Pulsemon any cheaper here. We've actually seen a bunch of Pulsemon at this stage. They've all been free cost. Literally all of them have been free cost. And this is a free cost card. What that means is, all you're doing here is basically you're playing a Pulsemon as a 2-card combo rather than just playing it. Because again, right, you're playing it from your hand, which you would be doing anyway. You're paying free memory, which you would be doing anyway. Essentially, as you play a Pulsemon normally, you pop this in your battle area, and you can get 2 memory back later. And it ends up being a 1-cost card when all is said and done. But remember the original promo Pulsemon, that if you got 3 or more security cards when you play it, you draw a card. If you got 3 or fewer, you gain a memory. If you got exactly 3, you draw a card and gain a memory. Well, there's a situation here where you got 3 security cards remaining. You play Impulse Memory Boost and this Pulsemon together, and essentially you pay 2 for the option card. You play Pulsemon for free. You draw a card, you get those 2 memory back later, and essentially you played Pulsemon and drawn a card for 0 memory. That's a fun little combo. I don't know if I'm going to be able to play a deck which is only BBmon and Pulsemon, but I'm going to try it. And I've got my fingers very tightly crossed. It's going to be awesome. Come on, awesome. Right, so that's Pulsemon. I like Pulsemon. I'm a huge fan, but I can't be trusted. But we've got some evolutions of Gammamon to have a look at here as well, including GulusGammamon, a level 4 purple. 6 cost to play normally, 3 cost to Digivolve, 6,000 power. If this was a level 5, but it's not, it's a level 4. 737 is what we expect from a level 5. 525 is about right for a level 4. 636 is high on all counts. But it can evolve as a 2 cost from Gammamon, which is honestly a bit cheeky, because we know Gammamon's a level 3, and there has been a weirdly large amount of Gammamon with all the promos. So you should be paying 2 to Digivolve a 3 into a 4 anyway. I'm not loving that essentially here I'm only paying the regular cost when I've got a specific level 3. That does seem a little bit unfair. But it's because it's really good. On all turns, while this Digimon has a Digimon with Gammamon in its name in its evolution sources, this Digimon gains Retaliation. Yes! Brilliant! Retaliation is great. Also, sorry, to go back to the previous skill, remember, it's like I said with Pulsemon and BBmon, do remember, we haven't had a purple Gammamon so far. We've seen 3 different Gammamon? No, 4 different Gammamon, and they've all been red. So, sure, it's expensive to Digivolve from a purple level 3, no argument there. But at least you can Digivolve from a red level 3 more cheaply, and you are crossing colours, and that can be an advantage. To go back to Retaliation, you've got to play this with Gammamon, yeah? If you're not playing this with Gammamon, don't play it. Don't even bother, it's not worth it. But if you are playing it with Gammamon, this is great! Absolutely great! Because essentially what you're doing is gaining Retaliation, which is to say, anytime you get deleted in a battle, regardless of who started it, you take down the other Digimon with you. So if they attack you, they go down, or you can use it to take out a bigger Digimon, you go down, but they do too, and life is good. And what really makes me happy is when we can compare a good deletion skill with our Retaliation, and that's what we've got here. On deletion, you may play a Gammamon from your trash, suspended, without paying its memory cost, which is brilliant. Absolutely love it. Don't forget, well, we do have a promo which isn't out yet. This is the one from Starter Deck 11, which is going to be a box topper on a future set. And essentially, Gammamon here, when you play it, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 2,000 power or less. I know. And it's only 2,000 power or less, right? So let's not get too overly excited. But my point here is that you can play this from your trash for free. Yes. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it. I think every part of this is just brilliant. I mean, it's got to be used with Gammamon or else it's way too expensive. But you Digivolve Gammamon into this, and then you get Retaliation, and you can play a Gammamon for free. If you want to play just a straight Gammamon deck, like I want to do with Pulsemon, and I honestly kind of want to do with Gammamon, You can't just play Gammamon anymore. This is too good, and I absolutely adore it. But we might as well go up one more evolution stage, one more level, because we've got a very nice Digimon we can have a look at. It is Canoweissmon. We got a level 5 red, 8 cost to play normally, 4 cost to Digivolve, 8,000 power. And again, I've told you, 737 is pretty much what we're expecting here. So, 8-4, especially the 4 to Digivolve, that is high. And there's not really much way around it. That is, well, I don't want to say inexcusably high, because that sounds a little bit mean. But man, that is way too high, and it makes me a little bit sad. But what we've got here is you can evolve from a level 4 with Gammamon in its name for a free cost. So it's like we said a minute ago, essentially it's not actually expensive to Digivolve. What it's really doing is kind of forcing you into Digivolving from the one it wants you to. It could work from any other, but not really. You've got to be going from a Gammamon here. But it's any Digimon with Gammamon in its name, so you absolutely could go from your purple GulusGammamon here to your red Canoweissmon, and this is all good. So you can just constantly be flicking between colours, which is a little bit weird, but it totally works. Then on your turn, once per turn, when your tamer is suspended, until the end of the turn, this Digimon gains 2,000 power, and then if your power is 12,000 or higher, you gain security attack +1. And I don't need to go into much detail about this. It's red boost power. You need 2,000 boost from somewhere else, alright? It's just the way it is. But then you gain security attack +1, which is awesome. It is important to note this skill is once per turn, so you cannot just suspend 2 tamers. Hey, now I'm up to 12,000. Hey, now I've got security attack +2. Doesn't work like that, unfortunately. That's not an option. But as long as you get a 2,000 boost from anywhere, you'll be absolutely fine. I believe in you. You'll be okay. As an example, one of the promo Gammamons, when you have Hero Manakawa in play, you get an extra 2,000 power. Boom. There you go. Already done. Already sorted. So there we go. We haven't got that promo Gammamon yet, but we will in the not too distant future, so that one will work very nicely. But again, it's red, so come on. Red have many ways of boosting power. And then essentially, one of your tamers gets suspended, and that shouldn't be difficult. There's so many ones out there with skills that suspend. And then all of a sudden, you might be a level 5 technically, but you got 12,000 power, which is slightly above the average for a level 6. And you've got security attack +1. So yeah, I don't think this is one we need to worry about very much. This one seems like you'll be fine. Then on both players' turns, this Digimon gains the effect of every card with Gammamon in its name in this card's evolution sources. And that's kind of ridiculous. Because remember, and it is with Gammamon in its name, not called Gammamon. So your GulusGammamon here, which I've just told you about, that's got retaliation. As long as you've got a Digimon with Gammamon in its name and its evolution sources. And what's super weird here is that if you've got GulusGammamon in your evolution sources, then you will gain this skill. And you will also have this card in your evolution sources, which has Gammamon in its name. So it will both give you the skill and meet the requirement of the skill together. So all of a sudden you've got retaliation, which is kind of nuts. And then you've got things like the Gammamon from BT8 that lets you draw a card when you play a red tamer, which is pretty cool. Or the Psycho Jump promo Gammamon, that while you have a red tamer in play, you can attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon, which seems kind of ridiculous. You see where I'm going with this here? We are building up a Gammamon deck, and I am loving it. GulusGammamon is green, but it can Digivolve with a 2 cost from Gammamon. And then remember, this is a level 5 that can Digivolve for a free cost from any Digimon level 4 with Gammamon in its name, like GulusGammamon. And then all of a sudden, you gain piercing. Or Pulsmon, exactly the same deal, but now you can't be blocked, as an example. I really, really want Gammamon to just turn around and be a thing. That would make me extremely happy. And it looks like it might be. We saw GulusGammamon in BT9. We've got GulusGammamon that's just coming around here in BT10. We've got all the other Gammamon that I've told you about. And it just seems like they're trying to say, hey, Wossy, do you want to play a Gammamon deck? And the honest answer is yes, I really, really do. And this sounds pretty gosh darn good. Now, if you want to go up to a level 6 here, the good news is we do have an inheritable skill coming in here as well. But it's the same as what we just saw. This Digimon gains the effects of every card with Gammamon in its name in this card's evolution sources. Basically, you can Digivolve up into a level 6, but you keep the skill of Canoweissmon and all of the others that have Gammamon in their name. So essentially, when you get up to level 5 and then even up into level 6 and level 7, all of those skills that you've had, you actually end up keeping. There is so much potential here. You essentially end up having more inheritable skills than like any other Digimon because you're keeping all the inheritable skills and all of the regular skills of all of your Gammamon. I am really, really excited about this. This is a video I've been very excited to make because I love me some Gammamon, I love me some Pulsemon, and they both just got a lot better. But make no mistake, with all of these Gammamon cards I've shown you, Gammamon could be a legitimate deck, and I am loving it. But I want to know what you think about all of this, ladies and gentlemen, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.